trying to get as much hard out as we can, but we're just using what we got. So this is logs out of that Southland Logs kit. We'll take you all the way through from Woodmizer to Island Top. Hopefully it'll glue up good and everything will work.
This is the day the Lord has made.
Yeah.
Let us be glad and rejoice.
Well, hello, folks. You might wonder what in the world am I doing? So, we wanted to get some film on putting all this together that we saw on the Woodmizer. So these was some of the house logs that we cut down, and a lot of work went into them. We had planed them all down to size, run them through the table saw to square one edge up, planed again, then flipped them over and planed some more. And we got pretty close. I mean, the planer does a pretty good job, and this is not a really bad top. You know, we're coming out. We're pretty well taking the glue joints off of it, but you know, all in all, I'm pretty well pleased with the size of this, of how that it planed out. And sometimes when you hear somebody talking about being fair or plain, you know, it's not necessarily level, which in this case it'll be level, but a pretty flat surface. And we wasn't able to get the planing because it was just me and brother, and we wasn't able to get the glue up neither because it was just me and brother. But I will go through and kind of tell y'all a little bit about how we glued this up and what we done. And so the first thing that we done after we planed them all down and got them ready to the best that we could, it still, you know, just because we planed it, that didn't take out the bows in the boards. You know, some of them were still bowed, some of them are checked a little bit. And it really depends on you. I mean, if you were wanting a wood table or a wood bar top that don't have any checks or not holes in it or anything else like that, I mean, you can definitely, you know, purchase the wood that's, you know, 4 inches thick and, you know, and begin to process it down. And you can get one that will glue up even better than this one did. This one, the glue up was tough on it. And so what we done is we went through and we made more than we needed because some of them got discarded for various reasons. Some of them was bent and twisted too much. Some of them had too big of checks in them. Some of them, the wood color it didn't suit me. The color of the wood was off a little bit. It looked a little different than the rest. But, so we laid them out, and then after we laid them all out, we numbered them all, and then we started. So right here is our last joint that we glued up right in the middle. And the reason that we done it this way is because it was just me and Lee, and we didn't have, you know, a whole pile of people, but it actually works better sometimes. So these are the screws that we screwed it together with. The same things that is in the exterior of the logs. So what we done is we started with the first one, And we don't have any screws in the outside, that's why we made a middle joint. And we glued this one up, clamped it up, and then we screwed it all together. I drilled all the way through one, and then that way it really pulled it tight into the other. So we really only had to clamp a little bit because and then Lee would wiggle them back and forth to try to give us as flat a surface as we could get, you know, and then we would put the screws in it and basically clamp it with the screws. So it's glued and screwed. We've done that for all 4 of these. Then we started on the other side and we've done it for all 4 of them. And then this morning, we've been working on putting these 2 together. So I didn't have enough clamps, so I had to go steal some from Dad. And so the clamping, you may be wondering, well, you got some on the bottom and some on the top. And the clamping, basically anything, you know, it don't even have to be really wide. 2 pieces together, when you clamp one way, it'll bend it, or the other way, it'll bend it back the other way. So you're basically going back and forth, trying to keep a flat surface, and you're actually bowing the thing up and down with the clamps. So you need quite a few clamps to do a 8'5" by 4 foot bar top. And this thing's going to hang off, you know, about 11 inches on this side and about 11 inches on this side. That way you can see it on either side of this this bar top. So hopefully Mr. Hurst is going to like his table, his massive bar top. And it is kind of unique. I mean, most of the time we don't make it out of something that is on the job. I mean, most of the time we go and you know, buy the material. We also got done with the other mantle. It's with what we put on the mantles, and it's not dry yet. It's dry, but is tonal. That's been used forever. They used to do gym floors with tonal oil, so if you begin to put layer upon layer, it actually does begin to build up, and you can make a really slick surface with it. But we're coming along with the rock. We're getting there. It's all a slow process, but so anyway, from Woodmizer to table. And when we finally get it all installed and everything, we'll definitely be giving you guys a final tour of the house. I imagine it'll probably be before the furniture goes in. I'm not exactly sure, but I definitely will, even if it's after the furniture goes in. At some point in time, we're nearly done with this one. There's a little bit of touch-up paint, a little bit of touch-up drywall. Doing the painting the doors and stuff like that, but basically, other than hooking up the plumbing fixtures, we're pretty well done with this project. Now, that being said, there's still, well, brother will probably be here for another month of doing little bitty things. There's no hardware on the cabinets. There's no hardware in the bathrooms, toilet paper holders, closet shelvings. There's a whole list of stuff that is after you get done building a house that needs to be done. And so he'll be here for quite a bit longer. But yeah, if you've got, and what was interesting about these logs, you may be wondering, well, what was the moisture content? And the moisture content, the highest moisture content we had was about 13%. And that's not a surface reader, that's a pen reader. So it was all the way down, some of them was down to 11% dry. So pretty dry, and that was after we cut them that we checked them. We didn't check them beforehand. We checked them after we cut them. Anyway, it's lunchtime, and I'm getting hungry, so till next time, guys, we'll see you later.